Alright, so first things first, this is a long overdue video. I've had the MVP now for a while. And here it's the gloss teal. I really like it. I do really like it. The weight of it is just ridiculously light. I don't mind not having a foregrip. I know a lot of people don't like the form factor of it not having a foregrip. But I mean, it's probably the lightest gun that I've used pump wise. I've had a lot of guns. I've had T2, Chaos. I've shot a lot of other guns, Series 6s, 6.5. I've shot a lot of pump guns, and this is by far probably the lightest gun I've ever shot. In terms of functionality, though, I'm not the best at it. Okay, let me rephrase that. It works great. I don't have a lot of problems with it. The very few things I have are very quirky things that I don't like. I'm so used to my CCM gun. Very quirky things that I don't like. One, whenever you cock the bolt back, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but whenever you do the pump stroke, and whenever you do it, it's cocked right now. But I don't know if you can see that the bolt is like halfway, well, 3/4 of the way back. So there's still a fourth of the bolt showing. So it could almost let in, you know, some of the ball, causing you to chop the ball, especially if you're auto triggering. It happens. It doesn't happen a lot, but I can see where it would happen. In terms of the detent, I don't know if you've watched this video, you've probably looked up. The detent right here is the screw. It is a spring detent. It does its job, but if you're using a force-fed hopper, I used the rotor, I used the Z2. It does cause a double feed sometimes. Those, as far as I can say, are the only two quirky things that I don't like about it. This pump handle, as you can tell, is a little different. It's by, let me take the mirror off, Left Coast Paintball. If you're interested in the pump handle, you can talk to Curtis from Left Coast Paintball. It's modeled after the T handle from CCM. This is the stock pump handle. As you can see, this one has no grip tape. Made out of Delwyn as well. It's still light. It has more of a feel for your hand. A little bit easier to work. Doesn't look stupid. Really nicely made. I worked with Curtis to make this. Just definitely a great upgrade for this gun. In terms of internally, this gun is probably the easiest gun to take apart. One of the easiest ones I've ever worked on to take apart. I haven't messed with the air itself yet. The velocity adjustment back here. It's legitly, you take one screw, two screw, whole bottom part of the gun pops off, and then you're into the main part of the gun. There's a pump guide rail in here, and once this pops off, the pump guide rail easily pulls off, and then this whole back piece pulls out. And this is where your valve is, your bolt is, your springs. Mine came with return springs, spare parts, all sorts of good stuff. Nice lever lock on the feed neck. Overall, a great gun. Okay, the second part of this video is my uncleaned, I didn't get to clean it from D-Day, but my uncleaned ProFlex. So they're coming out with the eFlex. So I wanted to do like a little bit of a before and after, like I guess like a comparison video. I actually got mine yesterday. So here's the eFlex and here's the ProFlex. From putting it on, you can't really feel, I mean, I feel that the ProFlex is a little lighter, not that much, but I mean, there's definitely an upgrade in ears. The ears on this are really nice. The bottom piece seems to be a tad bit smaller, which I can understand because they talked about having a lower profile. Here, I'll slap them on so you can see. They seem to be really nice. $109 is a bit expensive, but the soft ears completely cover your ear, go for, you know, far back, which is real nice. I haven't even, as you can tell, I haven't even popped off the lenses yet or anything like that. I had events before and I really liked them, but you can see here that this pops up. It's still a little hard, still working it out because it's brand new, but this pops up and I feel like I can just completely breathe normal, like there's nothing on my face at all, which is really nice. If you're ever just out there, you know, just waiting for the game to start or anything along those lines, just talking to your teammates, bullshitting, but you want to keep your mask on, keep your eyes safe. I do feel that this is gonna be for sure my favorite mask. Not that I've had a problem with the ProFlexes, but I just despise the lens system on it. As you can tell, my lens is dirty and my goggles are dirty, and mostly because I don't like to pop the lens off and clean them. It takes me forever to get a Q-tip all inside the ProFlex. I mean, that's, if you have ProFlex, you know what I'm talking about. You try to get all that paint from the inside of where the goggle lens is. But this just seems so much nicer, so much better. I got these from Punisher Paintball. They have them in stock, only the black ones, which is what I prefer. So they seem really nice. I don't know if you can hear me projecting differently when I have the mask on or off, but overall I just think these are a nicer mask than the ProFlex. More expensive, but you get what you pay for it in terms of lens changeability and stuff along those lines. Here you can see here is the ProFlex. Once again, they are dirty, so don't judge me on that, but you can see the ear, you know, you can see the bump in my ear. Just not overall that much protection in the ear, which has been a problem with ProFlexes for a long time. I do feel that the bottom piece here has more room necessarily on the outsides, but not on the inside. So with the new one, they just must bring this in a little. The goggle itself, I think, is a little smaller too. The actual lens portion of it from tying them on. I think this is a little smaller on my head than the actual eFlex itself. If you have any questions, just ask. I'm probably going to throw this MVP on M Carter or PV Nation. Stick with the CCM, but that's really it.